My rural neighborhood is home to a large feral cat population, and I always keep food and water out for them on my deck. Last spring, I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I sat down to pee and looked out the window, which has a clear view down over the deck. Looking down at the deck, I saw a large figure at one of the bowls. I was half asleep, and it was quite dark, though there was some ambient light from our garage, and at first I thought it was a raccoon, or a giant skunk, or maybe even a coyote. Then, with the most skin-crawling sense of horror, I realized it was a human man crouched on all fours, eating cat food out of the bowl with his mouth. I yelled to my wife with, I guess, enough panic in my voice that she immediately got up and came into the bathroom without asking why I was yelling for her at 2 a.m. and kind of spluttered and pointed out the window. She looked out and I could see the same reaction play out over her face in the few seconds it took him to realize what was going on. It's a large cat. No. Raccoon. No. Coyote. No. WTF, it's a human. I called 911 and told the dispatcher there was a strange man on our porch acting suspiciously. Sir, he said, what do you mean, suspiciously? I told him there was a guy eating cat food out of a bowl with his mouth no hands. On the back deck. He said he'd send a patrol car right over. Meanwhile my wife tiptoed downstairs to get a baseball bat from a closet, and I continue peeking out the window to keep an eye on the dude, barely believing what I was seeing. At some point I suppose he must have stopped eating. There wasn't that much food out to begin with, and unless he was eating kibble by kibble, he would have finished very quickly. But he remained in the same hunched, crouched position over the bowl, the back of his head and his face obscured by the hood of his sweatshirt. After what felt like hours, but was actually more like 5 or 6 minutes, we saw headlights approaching from down the road. Our visitor must have seen them too, because he got up, easy as you please, walked off our deck, and disappeared into the shadows at the edge of the yard. We had a cruiser parked in our driveway for the rest of the night and the next morning, installed motion-activated lights and a camera. We took the cat food off the deck at night for the rest of the month. We haven't had an unwelcome visitor again, but I will always be afraid of looking out the window in the dark and seeing a man instead of a cat.